Traditional and Visual Arts Project by Miguel Bismonte B. Period. He is an Andalusian artist and well known. Who could he be? Well, his name is Pablo Picasso, born on October 25, 1881 in Malaga, Spain. Malaga is within the country Andalusia. He died on April 8, 1973 in Mougins, France. Pablo Picasso is responsible for the movements known as Cubism and Surrealism. Cubism is the art style in which the subject/image is portrayed in geometric shapes, like cubes. Some even represent them in the third dimension, adding depth and perspective into the paintings. Surrealism attempts to catch and release creative thoughts by the unconscious mind. Really what it means is just things that wouldn't seem normal but is portrayed anyways. He was very natural and skillful with his art and technique at a very early age. His own father was a painter who specialized in natural art. By age 16, after many times his family has moved places, he was put into an art school. It was known as Real Academia de Bellas Artes de San Fernando. There would be many things that affect Picasso's change in art styles over the years. It could be that someone in his life died, or it was a traumatic or historical event that changed his outlook on things. This event would be World War I. Picasso's blue period spans from 1901 to 1904. In this work, the old guitarist created in 1903 through 1904 shows a frail old man who seems to be near death. He holds his guitar close to him, probably as a way to cope with his sadness, as seen in his body language. Music was probably what he held dear in his life. The man is blind as well, so that may be why he appears to be sad. During this period, Picasso experienced the death of his friend and he fell into depression. Blindness is a recurring theme within the blue period. Next, we have the rose period on the right, which spans from 1904 through 1906. The work, Family of Saltimbanques, created in 1905, shows a family of circus performers in a barren land behind them. They appear to have just finished their gig in that place. They appear to be sort of sad and are probably looking for another place to find work. That's why each family member looks in a different direction. We can see here in this work how lively and more vibrant the colors are. This sudden change in art style was because he got himself into a happy relationship with Fernande Olivier in 1904. It is named Rose Period for the heavy use of pink tones and colors. The African period spans from 1907 through 1909. This period is also known as Proto-Cubism or Pre-Cubism. This work, called The Ladies of Avignon, shows 5 nude women. Each can be seen in a pose that shows off their body. Each face is different from the other. Right off the bat, we can see a different style in his work. The style has geometric shapes that can be seen as an early form of cubism. The imagery is made up of shapes but is still recognizable as humans. The work can be seen as 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional. The painting appears flat, but with the shapes and different colors it can appear that some areas are shaded, which gives off the 3-dimensional aspect. He was inspired by Iberian sculptures and African artifacts. These works received shock and disgust at first. He later revealed these works in 1917. This is where his style leans toward what is known as the Cubist period. Lastly, we have Cubism from 1909 to 1919. 3 musicians, shown on the left, shows 3 musicians who appear to be playing music in front of a crowd that we cannot see. Everything appears to be flat without dimension. The stances and objects placed in the painting are weird, but still recognizable. They're constructed very loosely, but it fits well. It uses different shapes all together in one to make 3 musicians. I personally like this one a lot because of the creativeness of the painting with the shapes and color to create something that can still be recognizable to the human eye. The last work shown here on the right is called Girl with a Mandolin, created in 1910. This time it's 3-dimensional, with more shading to give it perspective. It is made of shapes, mostly cubes, and from what it looks like. The cubes are painted in a way along with the shading to create a 3-dimensional figure. This figure appears to be a girl holding a mandolin, a type of instrument. The clever use of shading helps us to figure out many things. This is my second favorite Picasso painting because of the many components of style and technique he uses in it. Cubism is considered the most influential art movement of the 20th century. This movement was pioneered mainly by Picasso and George Braque. Cubism can be stretched as far back as Picasso's African period, or also known as Proto-Cubism. Cubism is a sort of evolution of techniques and style over time, with the events of World War I taking place starting from 1914 and ending in 1918. Cubism afterwards wasn't the same as Cubism pre-1914. This is my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed.